Gonna knock out a quick video before I go out and absorb some of this sun. Vitamin D levels are low, gotta get them up. But COVID-19, real quick video on it. Spirit was actually doing a lot of talking about COVID-19 and the vaccines yesterday and this morning. And what they were saying was, the whole Delta variant and the original COVID-19 variant, they actually were man-made. They confirmed it was man-made. Both of them were constructed in labs. So a lot of the conspiracy theories are correct about that. This didn't come from somebody eating a bat. That was just, probably the people that are responsible covering their tracks by somehow getting this article out into the mainstream. But they definitely said, with the Delta variant, don't worry about that at all. You get just a little spike and then it'll go back down. It's just hysteria. The thing is, the Delta variant coincided with, at least here in New York State and here in America, the lifting of the restrictions. So now a lot of people are in a panic, acting like there's a brand new virus out there that's gonna wipe out humanity if we don't get the shot, which there's no truth to that. It's just the spikes that happen here in my country strictly all coincided with the lifting of the mask, the getting rid of the social distancing, all that stuff. So if you look at any of the news articles, they talk about how COVID has tripled. Now, yeah, because everyone let their guard down. Everyone's restaurants are back to full capacity. You got no more masking up. People aren't using sanitizer. People aren't social distancing. That's really your main culprit of why COVID is going up. And yeah, the Delta variant is probably the predominant one because it's the other one is old news now. A lot of people are, even if you didn't get vaccinated, a lot of people are immune to it because they already got the antibodies for it. So that's why the new variant is going to be the predominant one. But it's, in all reality, it's just another version of what we've already seen. But Spirit was talking about the vaccines, and they were talking about there's a bigger agenda with the vaccines that the government has. Actually, it's not even the government they're really referring to. What they're referring to is there's a higher up organization, they were saying. This is the first time I've ever heard about this, or first time that Spirit has ever talked about this, but they're saying that there's a higher up organization, it's a network of organizations that's higher than the government that literally controls the world. And the feel I got from what they were saying was secret society or secret societies. And what they were saying is the agenda with the vaccines comes from those higher up, and the government kind of is just doing their work by trying to push these vaccines on everyone. Now, if you go through a lot of news articles, you'll see a lot of fear articles. You'll see a lot of articles saying that this is the pandemic. This pandemic is against the unvaccinated now. And they're putting stuff out there saying unvaccinated. This is all an agenda. They want this in every human being. And eventually what I think is going to happen personally, they're going to come up with methods to make sure this happens. They're probably going to make it so you can't go to work without showing proof of immunization, or you can't travel, you can't go to restaurants. They're going to do whatever they can to get the most amount of people vaccinated as possible. Now, I was interested about this higher up organization that Spirit was mentioning, and Spirit said that this higher up organization, they literally control the consciousness of human beings, of mankind. And they do it through subliminal advertising. They have a branch of it, they were saying, that actually is responsible for putting images into people's heads. And when you put these images into people's heads, it forces their brain physiologically to operate on a certain wavelength, and they want you to stay within that wavelength. I mean, it was really interesting. It was the first time I actually heard about any of this, but so they compared it to you going to a movie theater. You go to a movie theater, you see a picture of popcorn on the wall, or a picture of pop on the wall. They're not doing that for decoration. Anyone with common sense knows that. As soon as you look up and you see that, your consciousness got controlled. It sends a signal to the rest of your body hey, I want popcorn. That looks delicious. And next thing you know, the person gets up and they go and they eat and they go buy popcorn, even though they didn't want it when they walked past the popcorn stand. Now all of a sudden they're sitting in the movie theater. Now all of a sudden they want it. And they're saying how these higher up organizations, these higher up networks, literally do that all throughout our lives just to control the way that we think. So that's why right now these higher up organizations are putting a lot of fear into, I mean, some of these news outlets actually work for these organizations, and they push narratives that they want. So what they're doing is they're putting fear into everyone to scare them into getting the vaccine. And this higher up network has some kind of agenda with these vaccines, and that's the part I do not know what it is, but they do have some reason why they want it. Now, Spirit also went back to 2020 and told me these same secret societies, these same higher up organizations did the same thing with the Black Lives Matter movements here in America, and they plastered these images in front of the community through the news outlets, through social media, through billboards, through whatever means they're able to do it, through radio. And they did it so they want, even though, like, you know, as far as a police killing an African American here, it's pretty rare. I mean, you get like 300 of them a year compared to all the other deaths you get. But they wanted to manipulate mankind to get them to really put up they wanted the huge riots, they wanted the uproar. This is what they wanted because their agenda was to remove Donald Trump from office. So first they had the Democrats paint him as a racist, then they plaster in the news outlets the Black Lives Matter movements and, you know, try to paint the picture that all these cops are just assassinating all these black folks, and they tried to use it to scare everyone into getting Donald Trump out of office. That was their agenda because he wasn't serving their needs. So Donald Trump was being a standalone, my way or the highway type of guy. He was not serving their needs. So they wanted him out, and they wanted somebody else in his spot where they can control it a little better. But I thought it was really interesting about, you know, the whole higher up organization. With the COVID-19 pandemic, it's still coming to an end in the next 6 months or so. So don't let this Delta stuff scare you. Video's getting kind of long. I'll be back with another video because I got some crypto to talk about. Till the next video, be Mike.